On the subject of drought versus the IPL, we just heard Rahul Dravid. Is IPL everyone's favorite punching bag? Is it a soft target, something that even Rahul Dravid alluded to?
Well, you tell me. What do you think over the last 8-9 years has been happening every time there's the IPL which comes about a week, 10 days before the IPL begins, and right all the way through the IPL, it always is in the middle of something or the other. Somebody or the other is finding fault with it. I mean, whether it's a soft target or not, I think it's a very obvious answer to it. Yes, it is a soft target.
So, the World T20 finished just days before the IPL. 24 matches of that tournament were played in the state of Maharashtra. So, does it surprise you that there was no drought talk then, and then suddenly it seems to have surfaced as soon as the IPL has started?
Well, that's what I mean. So every time, you actually know when the IPL is around the corner, because, it always gets into some issue or the other. Having said that, I think you've got to also understand that as far as the farmers' lives are concerned, that has got to be an absolute priority. That's got to be paramount. You cannot really, trifle with people who put our daily bread on the table, who put our dal roti on the table, who work so hard. So that cannot be trivialized at all. That has to be taken into account. But as Rahul questioned, in that interaction, is the water that is being saved by not having the matches in Maharashtra, is that going to be taken to the drought-affected areas? How is it going to help? I understand that the BCCI did actually guarantee that they will not use, water which was, potable, that they would use non-potable water or water which has been, treated. They will use that. And I think the franchises and the BCCI also apparently, I don't know, offered to compensate, or not compensate so much, but to make a donation to the Chief Minister's relief fund. And I think those were actually significant and very, very, very good gestures on their part. So while only cricket has been singled out, what about other activities? What about, like people said that, there should be no, what about gardening? What about swimming pools? You could go on, and then you come back to only cricket has been singled out. I mean, it's not just in this. If it's a political issue as well, when we're talking about ties with a country or the other, it's always cricket. You don't have ties, cricketing ties, you don't have this, you don't have that. Always cricket and IPL is singled out, because cricket is a game that you attach something with the game, you get mileage out of it.
Right. So, Sunil, as someone who resides in the state of Maharashtra and may be affected by the drought, albeit indirectly, what would you like the state government to do in times of crisis such as this, rather than blame cricket, as you mentioned?
Exactly, but this is not something that can be done overnight. This is something that has to be done over a period of time, because this is not something which has happened just now. For the last 2 or 3 years, if not more, there has been less rain in Maharashtra and practically all over the country. And so it's not just the Maharashtra government either. I think it's governments all over. The national government, they have to actually think in terms of how to solve a problem which is not just Maharashtra based. I think Andhra Pradesh is having a problem. Karnataka, there is a problem. I think everywhere there is this problem. And with global warming, this problem is just going to increase. So rather than single out a game, look at a policy which will mean that we conserve water. We are fortunate, at least the western part of the country and the eastern part of the country is fortunate that they are near the oceans, near the seas. So maybe something can be done. I'm no expert on that.
Right.
But surely it's something, a policy that has to be evolved, which will take care of this eventuality, that in case there is less rain, how do we make up for it? Water conservation, whatever needs to be done, but it can't be done just by not playing matches, 13 matches in the state of Maharashtra.
Okay, valid points those raised by Sunil Gavaskar. But what about the 2 franchises from Maharashtra who have now been ordered to cough up 5 crore for relief funds? Do you think it's fair? One of them happens to be debutants in this league and have already had to pay a lot of money, and there's no guarantee whether they will recover any of it from those 2 seasons left.
I beg your pardon, what do you mean they have been ordered to cough up 5 crores? This is news to me.
Apart from the matches being shifted out, the two franchises from Maharashtra have also been told to give 5 crores for relief funds for these flood affected areas.
Oh, so yes, I think...
So as I mentioned, one of those franchises happens to be a debutant that's already paid so much money, and there's no guarantee whether they'll recover that money in just the 2 years left that they've got on their contract.
Yes, as a matter of fact, they are I think, both one of the franchises, the Pune franchise, has had a negative bid, by which I mean that they get nothing out of the central revenue of the BCCI's central revenue, and they in fact will be paying the BCCI over and above all that they will be spending on the players, etc., etc. So yes, I think it's a double blow as far as they are concerned. I know that everybody, all the franchises actually offered to make a contribution to the Chief Minister's Relief Fund, but I had no idea that they had actually been told to, officially ordered to do so.
Right. Sunil Gavaskar, we leave it at that. Thanks so much for joining us and sharing your views on this very, very important subject.